fouled, makes the winning free throw, and the Heat take a 2-0 lead over the team with the best record in the NBA.
All right, well, right now it is tough to be a Buck. The Bucks heading into their game against the Heat tonight down 0-2. So, Perk, let's start with you here. What do the Bucks need to do to get back in this series?
Well, first of all, Coach Budenholzer got to show up because right now Coach Erik Spoelstra is coaching circles around him. And he has to put Giannis in a better position to be successful. Giannis bringing the ball up is not going to work against the Miami Heat. Him having Giannis at that elbow free throw line is not going to work. He have to find a way for Giannis to get duck-ins, deep paint touches, pick and roll, dribble, handoff actions where he's rolling to the rim and having Eric Bledsoe attack where they have to make a decision because right now the Miami Heat are not going to change up anything. What they're saying is we're going to slow you down. Away your transition, we're going to take away your driving lanes, we're going to trap you on your counter when you spin, and we're going to force others to beat us. That's what they're saying. Your other players have to beat us. Chris Middleton, he got to, in order to beat Miami, you got to have a 45 or 50-point night. Brook Lopez, you got to have a 20-point night. Eric Bledsoe, you got to have a 20-point night. But right now, Erik Spoelstra, he's displaying a job well done and a hell of a coach that he is by out-coaching Budenholzer right now. He has a counter for everything that Budenholzer is throwing at him. He's making adjustments, and that's going to be the key. If not, this could be a series that could be over in 4 or 5.
Well, I think it might be over in 4 or 5, to be quite honest with you, based on what I'm seeing. It would definitely have to be an extreme change in order for me to believe something different is going to happen, Kendrick. But I'm not Budenholzer as much as you are, simply because I got to look at the personnel that he has available to him. We have to recall that Miami is a relatively smaller team filled with athletes who are mobile and agile, and they can defend multiple positions. They can switch, they can guard, they play with a level of tenacity that's pretty much unrivaled in the NBA right now. I got to give credit where credit is due. With Butler, Adebayo, with Hero, with Robinson, with Nunn, all of these boys, they're just playing together. They're just going after it. If you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you can't have Wesley Matthews putting up just 4 points. You need more from him. You need more production from Eric Bledsoe, even though he didn't have a bad game last night. George Hill hit 5 of 9 shots. He might need to shoot a little bit more. Chris Middleton, I believe you're right. He may not need to score 40 or 50, but he needs to be good for 30, 35 on any given night if they're going to key on Giannis. Is that you establish yourself as such a perimeter threat, which you did, by the way, during the season, that it forces the defense to go out to these guys, which gives Giannis room to operate in the post area, which is where he wants to live. That's what you need to do. But you're not going to be able to do that, Kendrick, if those guys don't establish themselves as a consistent threat on a perimeter. And here's the interesting part, Kendrick, and then I'll give it to you. It's not even that they need one person to explode, because that's not good enough. Milwaukee has to establish that collectively there's such perimeter threats that Miami can't collapse in the paint on Giannis. That's what they're going to have to do. That way, Budenholzer can then put him down in the post because these brothers are on the perimeter, hitting those perimeter shots, and it can free him up. If they don't hit those shots, you get to collapse on Giannis, and he can't do anything in the interior. And when he can't do anything in the interior, it takes away from the rest of his game, and it takes away his confidence.
Yeah, and listen, but here's the thing, though, Stephen A., is that doing that. But the Miami Heat are doing a great job of recovering out to the shooters. So what's next? If they take away plan A and plan B, then you gotta make an adjustment. Now you need more motion, especially in the half-court set. You got to have more player movement, more motion, because this is not working. Because the Miami Heat, not only are they doing a good job of taking away Giannis' driving lanes, but they're also doing a great job at recovering out to the three. And I want to point out something to you. In this series, the Heat have fouled the Bucks on three-point shooting plenty of times.
Right.
When you look at Erik Spoelstra, he didn't complain not one time. He didn't say anything because they're making the effort to get out there, and it's actually working. So what I'm saying on Budenholzer's part, this is not working. What you did all season is not working against this team. So now it's time to put at least some more motion and ball and player movement into this offense.
But the only reason I'm challenging you on that, Kendrick, is because they don't have too much mobility. When you got Lopez and those boys out there, that's not too much mobility. The difference between the regular season and the postseason is that those shots that were contested, they were making them. They're missing them now. So it's not, even though the shots are relatively contested, they still made those shots with more regularity in the postseason, but in the regular season. But now that the postseason has arrived, you know what they say about palms getting sweaty and other things getting tight because you feeling the pressure is mounting and you missing shots you normally make. That's what I'm saying is happening to Milwaukee. They're missing shots they normally make. It's not that Miami is getting out and defending them because Miami's going to always do that. They knew that. They're not making the shots. They're not making them.
You just saying that Milwaukee man up.
Yeah.
Step up. All right, then.
Okay.
The Bucks have a lot
Okay,
of things
go
they
with
need
that.
to do. They need to take care of business tonight to avoid going down 3 games to the Heat. History because, gentlemen, they are 0-14 all time when trailing 2-0 in a best-of-7 series. All right, we are going to stick with the NBA playoffs coming up after the break. The Clippers had a very commanding victory last night, so the question is, will the Nuggets be able to challenge the Clips?